All right, welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a tool that is an absolute staple in the world of top tier consulting and lean management. It's a way to take all that complex information we deal with and turn it into a clear, compelling story that actually drives decisions. It's called the A3 report. And trust me, it's one of those things that seems incredibly simple on the surface, but when you use it right, it's unbelievably powerful. So let's break down how it works. Let's start with a quick gut check, shall we? How many times have you poured weeks, literally weeks of your life into some detailed multi-page report, only to watch it get skimmed in 30 seconds, or even worse, completely ignored in a meeting where it was supposed to matter? It's a hugely common frustration. We create these massive documents to show how diligent we are, but in the process we just end up burying the most important points and adding to the information overload that everyone's already drowning in. And this really gets to the heart of the problem, what we can honestly call corporate fluff. You know exactly what I mean. Vague goals, sentences packed with jargon, charts and data that don't actually lead to any insight. It's all the stuff that pads out a presentation but gives you zero actionable value. And the more fluff we pack in, the more we water down our message, forcing our audience to go on a treasure hunt for the actual point. But what if there was a framework specifically designed to just eliminate fluff? A method that forces you to be clear, that distills your entire argument down to its essence, and commands attention? Well, that's exactly what the A3 report is. It's not just some template you fill out, it's a structured way of thinking, of solving problems, and communicating that just cuts through all that noise with surgical precision. So what is it really? Well, at its core, it's a complete project summary, all logically broken down into 5 or 6 key sections, and, this is the kicker, it's all contained on a single sheet of paper. Its entire purpose is to present a business case, a plan, or results with absolute, undeniable clarity. This makes it the perfect tool for senior management because, let's face it, they value 2 things above all else: clarity and a direct path to the bottom line. Okay, so how do you actually build one of these things? What exactly goes on to this one page to make it so darn effective? Let's dissect the anatomy of a world-class A3. We're going to look at the blueprint that turns a simple piece of paper into a powerhouse for strategic alignment and getting decisions made. And this isn't just about pretty formatting. It's about a really disciplined narrative structure. First off, the name itself tells you its most powerful secret: a creative constraint. A3 is just a standard paper size, about 11 by 17 inches. The entire story, the problem, the analysis, the solution, the action plan, the whole shebang has to fit on this one canvas. And that limitation? That's where the magic comes from. It forces you to be absolutely ruthless with your editing. You have to prioritize what truly, truly matters. And that brings a level of disciplined thinking that's just impossible in a rambling 30-page slide deck. Now, this lays out the core framework, and it is just a masterclass in structured thinking. You kick things off with step 1. What is the purpose? Are you reporting on results, or are you proposing a plan? That's your North Star. From there, you build out the structure with a logical flow. Background, problem, root cause analysis, your proposed solution, an action plan, and the results you expect. And notice how that creates a MISI structure. That's mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive. Each section has its own job, no overlap, and together they tell the complete story, no holes. And finally, step 5, know your audience. The whole thing is engineered for leaders who need to get the situation, the stakes, and the action needed, right now. All right, so let's shift gears from the how to the why, from the structure to the philosophy, because this is where the A3 really, really shines. It's more than a format. It's a commitment to a mindset that's all about what the source material calls the no fluff principle. It's about delivering pure signal with zero noise. This quote here, it really says it all. Designed to be all results, no fluff. That's not just a catchy tagline, it's the entire ethos. Every single word, every data point, every little chart has to earn its place on that page. It has to directly help someone understand the problem or believe in the solution. There is literally no room for empty jargon, for vague ideas, or for data that doesn't have a clear so what attached to it. Let's make this super concrete. On the left, you've got your classic corporate fluff. We are exploring potential synergies. It sounds fine, I guess, but it's completely unactionable. There's no commitment, no risk. Now look at the right. That's the A3 approach. Plan, merge finance and ops support teams by Q3 to save $50,000 in annual overhead. Now that is what leaders need. It's specific, it's measurable, it's time-bound, It's a real commitment. It gives them something they can actually approve, track, and hold people accountable for. And that, right there, is the huge difference between making noise and making an impact. So, what's the big takeaway here? Why does this really matter? Well, adopting the A3 framework is about so much more than just writing shorter reports. It's a tool for sharpening your own thinking. It's about communicating with an executive presence. And it's about fundamentally respecting the time and intelligence of your audience. It's about making your ideas actually matter. Ultimately, it all boils down to this one powerful number. 1. Just one page to diagnose a really complex business problem. 1 page to propose a huge multi-stage solution. 1 page to report on the results of a critical project. The discipline it takes to get your entire story onto a single page doesn't just help your audience. It forces you to think more clearly. It makes you find the true signal in all the noise, and that creates a kind of clarity that earns you the attention you deserve. So, I'm going to leave you with this challenge. If you had to communicate your most important project to your leadership team tomorrow on a single page, what would that page say? What's the core problem, the key insight, and the one big action they need to approve? Seriously, the process of answering that question is the first step toward transforming not just your reports, but the quality of your own strategic thinking. Go make your next communication your most impactful one yet.